We are currently at CCBC in Hunt Valley, where the classes are being held for the American Landscape Institute every Friday. Ted, do you feel like you're in a good place in life?
Yes, I feel I do.
You feel like you're going the right direction?
Yes, I've been given so many opportunities. ALI is a big thing for me.
Do you feel like this is a good program?
I do. Just in the first two classes, like you said, this is the first semester that we've started, and just in the first three classes that we've had, I've already started to learn plant names by their Latin root, been able to identify them just by their leaves or by their stem or bud. And the other class is helping with our design and going over bids and being able to read blueprints more effectively.
You're in a good place in life?
I fell into the most wonderful place I could fall in at the time of my life where I am. I was excited to see that there were so many students too.
Exactly, this is a full class, no?
Yeah.
Do you love what you're doing?
I really do. It's as far as all the jobs I've had so far in my life, it's the one I've enjoyed the most.
Do you feel like that you're well compensated for what you're doing?
Yeah, I get paid well at my job, and the fact that my tuition is very heavily covered for the program, that's a deal you don't see really anywhere else in any other profession that I know of.
That is true. That is true. Kayla, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, a bunch of different things. I was working in the propagation shed earlier when I first got into Babaco and doing taking some clippings of different plants and propagating, sowing some seeds.
Exactly. I'm getting like a hands-on experience with building things like masonry work, planting plants. I'm getting very familiar with just like naming plants and that type of thing. So that's very helpful because I am personally a hands-on type of guy. Like that's how I learn the best. So yeah, it's definitely giving me a great opportunity to be able to do that.
Hey, are you getting compensated in a good way?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I was in the process of trying to figure out getting into landscaping, finding a job in landscaping actually, and I didn't have experience, so it was hard to kind of find that. But when I found the program, I was like, oh, I get a full-time job, you know, being sponsored, and I'm also learning.
Do you feel like this is something you're going to do for a good while? For the next 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, the rest of my life probably.
Do you feel like you're in a good place?
I am. I love it. And everybody always says like you should find something that you love, and it's not work. And I don't feel like I'm coming to work when I come here. I love the environment. It's so open and it's freeing.
We have talked about student exchange. There's a possibility of going to Europe one day for students like you know, within the program. What is your feeling about that?
That's awesome. I've always wanted to travel overseas. I've never been out of the country, and that would be so cool to see different landscapes.
You could possibly go for 4 weeks to Germany or England, and you could work in a company like you're doing right now, and you would be living in a family. You would also go to school there. Does this at all sound attractive to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I think it would certainly, you know, open your eyes in different ways, you know, and you would come back as a different person. No?
Absolutely.
Tracy, when you were little, what is it that you wanted to be? What was your dream?
When I was little, believe it or not, going through being little, I don't really remember. Maybe a dancer.
As a child, I think my dream, sport.
Everybody who does sports, this is kind of like sports. It's my gym. No?
8-hour workout.
8-hour workout. You're absolutely right.
I'll still teach yoga and I'll still do those things.
Right.
But this is my main job.
It's amazing to be able to just work and you love what you're doing, and I wouldn't even take a paycheck if I had to.
And you're making a buck as well. Let's not talk around that. I mean, it's important to pay the mortgage, right? To the rent. I feel sorry for the people that don't have the experience that we do.
Yeah, I'm sitting there sharing all these pictures I've taken and all of these like creatures that I've seen, and everybody's like, oh wow, that's so cool, like how could I do that? I'm like, look at the program. Here, I'll give you some information
it's simple,
on it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really not rocket science.
What's fun about it is that the whole time you're just batting ideas back and forth until somewhere out of this emerges the creation that's going to be built. That's what I love.